going into this series. And let's see what the bans are going to be. So far, Tali going to be taken away. I believe the Azir will follow, but Pantheon, Varus, things like this are probably still very likely to be on the chopping block.
Varus, Pantheon, Vi, you can order them however you like. Those have been on the chopping block.
The blue side Vi ban is interesting. I actually do think that Vi has a bit of extra value on red, because you can pair it with something from the beginning.
So ban Aurora, pick Gwen?
I think that could be an option.
That is what we've seen a lot of.
And then if they don't ban Azir, you can pick that instead. Trundle is going to be taken away.
Now you can't pick Gwen anymore.
Well, unless you pick Azir and then pick Gwen if they don't pick Gwen. Azir is going to be banned. So that is going to be the next one taken away.
They were on to you, Atlas.
If King unlocks Gwen here... Oh, thank goodness. All right.
Very nice. Love to see it.
Much better.
Feel good about that. Wukong has been insanely powerful at the moment. Really the only picks that do stifle him are that Trundle as well as the Pantheon. Pantheon just kind of stifles everything. Still really funny to me how that pick just popped up and then that's just become perma pick and ban, even though there haven't really been any changes.
Has it been picked yet?
No, this season it's only been banned. But I mean more when it came up, it was kind of surprising as GENG looking to go, what, Xin Annie? I think would make a lot of sense. Xin has not been winning into Wukong, by the way. I think still the only wins in that counter matchup, quote unquote, or in that matchup specifically for the Xin have been Owner, who is the best Xin that we have in the league.
Yeah. Now, Chovy could go with something like an Orianna if he'd like to go for something a little bit more team fighty.
Also takes away the Orianna from the opposing team, right?
Yeah.
But I think with Annie, you apply a ton of pressure. GENG have been known to be somewhat of a tier list drafting team, and Annie does kind of fall in that slot. Also the 2v2s in, Annie is just crazy good. Very early on already, you get to fight for basically whatever you like, and it doesn't really lose impact towards the mid stages of the game.
We have seen Galio do pretty well into the Annie.
Yeah. I like it, actually.
Previous games, but that is going to be the consideration for Nongshim. See whether Kingen does decide to lock something away himself. I think you can go towards something like an Aurora if you'd like to, and then build a little bit more defensive on the Galio, as I don't think a Blind Rock or Riven or Aurelia are going to happen, as the Gwen is still dangerous, guys. That's still one that you can't necessarily get away with.
I like Rumble Blind a lot more. I think it's harder to really punish in the same way that we've seen with the Gwen.
Yep.
And it's synergized as well. There's a lot of CC in your setup already, so...
And it's his best champion.
Yep. Really nice top side here for Nongshim. I think the early draft actually looking quite good. Does mean that GENG just gets to pick the Gwen. And we've had different stages of this matchup, depending on how broken the respective champions were. I think at first it was Rumble favored. Then it was Gwen favored when like the Grasp Gwen was at its strongest.
Yep.
Now I think it just kind of can go either way. Rumble obviously has lane prio, but he does eventually get outskilled in the side lane. And nothing too surprising. And then we're probably going to do what? We're going to pick either Senna Alistar here for GENG if they can get away with it. Or they're just going to pick, I don't know, Duro Rel, pick a team fighter. And for Lehens, he does love his Nautilus.
He does. I wonder whether they'll be paying much Lehens tax, as there are quite a few picks that Lehens has certainly gravitated to more than others. That Nautilus like you were talking about, but instead the Alistar is going to be removed on the red side.
Oh, they're probably going to go R4 Jhin and then give the counter pick to Duro.
I was thinking that, or they prioritize Rakan, because Rakan can be very strong, although difficult to play into this composition specifically.
I think Rakan actually is a good ban, because I think it's kind of rough for you to play, but I think it's really good with the Nongshim comp.
That's very good.
So I actually would like the Rakan ban here. I think that's very valid.
Does mean that that Nautilus is likely to be available for Lehens. Also another thing that does fit into the Nongshim composition.
You can go Braum, right? Poppy's still up, so I think that is a little bit... you can also leave Rakan open and just go Poppy yourself if you want to. If Jhin doesn't get banned, though, I wouldn't be shocked to see that picked up. But you also have so much damage in the rest of your team that I think Jhin works really well, as there is the Rakan ban. In these style of compositions where there is both a lot of damage up front, so that you don't get focused, Jhin to me really shines when he's not the main part of a composition.
You need others to distract.
Yeah, to distract, and you obviously your setup and follow-up is amazing, but it also means that you can actually do crazy damage, right? We've seen Jins really take over games just by having some other people to take the heat. I would like maybe a Poppy ban here. Jim then I think makes a ton of sense as well.
Yeah.
But it's going to be the Lucian instead. So Lucian has a lot more safety than the Jhin does. Jhin obviously doesn't have great ways of getting away from that top side, but he can play at a very large effective range.
Let's see what they do want to do. I like your idea, especially now, of the Duro counterpick. So it's still likely that Ruler is going to be considering something like that.
Yeah, Corki makes sense.
Yeah, another similar sort of vibe here.
You give up a good amount, I think, of setup, and you get a lot more burst damage, and he's also a lot more self-sufficient than Jhin is. You can leave Jhin alone, but Corki in a fight you can also completely leave alone, and it will just be fine. And then Duro has been, outside of carry, I think, our most creative support when it comes to finding consistent, really good counter picks. Actually plays a mean Bard as well, which is kind of crazy given that he was previously only known for his engagements. You can go Braum here into the Leona. I think it always feels good. I think Poppy, I'm double checking, like, is Poppy not banned?
Yep, Poppy
goes
banned.
very hard into Wukong, into Leona as well.
Yeah, actually feels like a pretty good Poppy angle if they do decide to do that, because of course Nimbus Strike and Justice Punch also can be mitigated. But the Nico up and available as well, and that gives him even more team fighting presence. It does mean that he's kind of self-counterpicked himself in lane. The Leona has been the best sort of pick into the Nico that we saw rise to prevalence, I believe, at EWC, or if it was not MSI prior to that.
I do think
it was MSI.
Yeah, I do think the matchup is playable as opposed to the Karma, which has actually been a really big detriment. I do like that from GENG, though, that they don't blind, because Lehens is the type of guy that will just slam out a Karma, right? Yeah. So the Nongshim first comp, it's very solid. I do think that Mercs go kind of crazy with the Galleon Leona. That's always a little low iffy, but you still have a lot of non-knock-up CC, or non-tenacity CC with your Wukong. Very straightforward teamfight comp. I'm a little worried about their early game, though, because I do think that the Nongshim composition can struggle when they fall behind early, because it is all short range. And you're playing against any Xin Zhao, which does worry me a little bit.
It's a 6v5, you know, from level 6 onwards, unless you count the extra Wukong that you could possibly have in these fights. That might be the angle. GENG, I think, feeling pretty comfortable with what the draft looks like, but nothing really pulling us one direction or the other. It's just going to come down to good old honest League of Legends, right? And we just saw that sometimes if you have a scaling draft and you even make it to the late game, then even that's not enough. So we'll just have to see who's going to be able to come out with the right foot forward. Let's get into the Rift for game 1. All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the Rift for our first game of this final series of the week. Already, Trigger doing the most damage in the game. Look at that. Unless I think Canyon did a little bit more there, especially now with the extra auto attack. So never mind. It was short-lived, but he had done the most damage in the game for a moment.
Atlas, I want to ask you a question regarding Nico, and I want to hear your honest take on this. Do you think at some point the R flash combo is going to get removed?
Yes.
Right?
I think it feels a lot like just Galio Taunt.
Well, that's my point. Like Galio Taunt or the Rakan plays you used to be able to make. I just feel like, particularly given I've seen Carrier do some absolutely illegal stuff with it, like especially with the Rocket Belt.
I do think she's not, like, I don't feel like she's broken, right?
Isn't she, though? I feel like specifically that part, I like the fact that you can do the vision trick, right? That you're squishing support with laning presence. That can also just face check. I think actually is kind of cool.
I do think that
there are counters.
If they were going to remove it, I feel like it should have been removed a while ago, though.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
maybe they were waiting for it to become a problem. And maybe that's like kind of now.
I think it's one of those things where you can kind of think about it, but it wouldn't surprise me if down the line it gets removed and we're like, how was that ever a thing?
Yeah, how was that ever allowed? It's a good point. Rift Walk used to be like double the range.
Yeah, that's always, I do really like that when you go back and watch old League and you're like, how
yeah, how is this considered?
There's a lot of champions that have just had like a million mechanics removed.
Or was it Rise like the super powering all of his abilities.
No, but
doing
Rise has
million
had, like,
damage and,
Rise
like,
is
the
cheating,
targeted stun, and oh man.
Because he has had like 15 mini reworks.
Yeah, he has been worked a few times. God, you remember like what, Frozen Heart Rush Rise? Just absolutely immovable. Hilarious.
I miss weird, silly builds like that, like Blue Ezreal actually being good. Obviously, you don't want it to be good.
It's alright. Blue Silas now exists. Have you seen that?
I did. That was King, right?
Yeah, that was King.
Yeah, I actually thought that was fun. What I don't think is fun is the PTA Essence Reaver Senna. That should that should leave. That's not the type of fun I'm talking about.
Yeah, everyone's allowed to cook except aiming. He's
well,
never
no, but
allowed
the cooking
in the kitchen.
does need to be good.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Get him out of the kitchen. He can't
Oh
do
yeah,
it. It's
yeah,
fine.
I know.
Just
not
take
every...
Boris's word for it. Shiv is the right way to go. You're allowed to build it now. As Duro taking a fair bit of damage here. Does say Ober a few times as Trigger does go forward. Takes a fair bit of damage back as Gideon pokes his head out of the brush. Maybe a little bit early there as they do get the ward down, but ships in the night here just a little bit. How did that Wind Becomes Lightning miss? That was kind of crazy.
Elevation. I don't know. That's always the... If it's in the river, that's
it always reminds me of that the Guma stream where he was experimenting with it. Flash is traded here between Lehens and Duro.
It's a nice win.
Really much result.
We're playing for Crab here. There's mid lane prio here for... Or mid lane prio on the move for Chovy. Also, I think pulled the wave, so does have a nice wave state here. Calyx, though, not really too bothered by everything. Does mean that Kane is going to get the Crab. And yeah, I was... what's the quote from Ratatouille? Like, everyone can be a chef. And then they also go on to kind of qualify that, you know, that doesn't mean that everyone can be an amazing cook. And I think that's the part that I want to really take away from us. Oh, the wraparound from Canyon.
All right, let's see whether Trigger's going to be able to keep himself alive here.
No
Flashes up for Trigger, but not for Lehens. And so he could just be going down. The Audacious Charge comes in. And yes, he's got Eclipse. Yes, he's got Aftershock, but there's an auto attack from Ruler, and he says, I used to play for JDG. Wasn't that fun? Not as fun as it is winning most of the time here for GENG.
I can't believe Ruler would do that to his old teammate.
He does it every time. It's like, I think he's just kept it as like first blood of...
No. I'm not talking about the emote. I mean killing Lehens.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, no, the emote is definitely just...
It's also sad because Viper's in this group as well. It's like all of Lehens' old friends.
You can just program them, right? Whenever you have blood or an ace, they just automatically play. Mine, you would like this, when I hit an ace, is the Morgan mode.
All of my whole wheel is just
Morgan mode.
Obviously.
Good punish here from Canyon. Able to find himself a nice wraparound there. Sinzao definitely one of the junglers that can have an early impact compared to Gideon, who unfortunately is playing pre-6 Wukong. This isn't really a champion.
Well, Duro just throws out a blooming burst. Land's not really too worried about it. Teleport in from King in towards his bottom side as the lane swap is well and truly underway. Keen will meet it. And the first Drake is going to be a mountain. Does take a whole lot of time. So probably not one we're going to see these players sort of sneaking away. But we'll see what does happen. It's just not my suspicion. Maybe we will have a bit of a skirmish around the grubs for that reason. With people not getting distracted by scaly dragons and stuff like that on the bottom side of the map.
A bolsterous Drake, indeed.
Indeed.
Can't just try and sneak it away. 6 now becoming available across the board. Looking at these two compositions.
Bear.
Tempo Bear.
Yeah, I love a bit of a Tempo Bear. Now that Tibbers like sticks around for so long, I actually really like just Tempo Bearing in lane.
Yeah, well, Galio is one of those champions you want to just lock in lane. Because as strong as Annie is in the fights, actually one of the few champions that I think can match the team fight impact of Galio. You do not have a way to move around the map instantly. So do need to make sure that Calyx is just sad and lane locked.
He is also a lumbering ward as well. As in goes Canyon, taunt is pretty good, but still has to flash to get out of the way of danger. No teleport to get him back to the lane as well means that Chovy is well and truly in all of the control. As Tibbers is about to time out, Chovy just pulls this wave to make sure that he is not in any danger at all. Gideon and Canyon spot one another in the jungle here, and Ruler and Duro in a pretty good position to try and fight for this, but instead, blue buff will just reset, and Canyon is going to take this crab instead. Gideon came over just to see whether this was going to be a possibility, but it means another reset comes in. decent play for tempo here for Canyon.
Canyon also, because he played for his bot side gank and also got, I'm pretty sure, just his Krug stolen, is a little bit behind in XP. So trying desperately, well, not desperately, he got the crab, but trying to catch up, ensure that he doesn't fall too far behind. It's only like a quarter of a level now. Calyx, this is unfortunately what the matchup looks like. You're just going to be taking a lot of beatings. You're really there to set up some of the later fights, but he's not getting solo killed.
That is the main thing.
What I'm happy about.
He's somewhere between getting solo killed and being able to build full damage because he's under no threat. The Vikla Faker difference. They're on either ends of the scale, and somewhere in the middle is Calyx.
I'd like to think that in Faker's case, it isn't even about is he under threat, it's he wants you to be under threat.
That is a good point. Whatever Faker did, it worked out pretty well.
He's been, I think he's been the only one that has consistently been building damage on Galio, and it's actually been really fun to watch.
I don't mind just the one tank item, then full damage. I think that's kind of cool. As Gideon goes in, Cyclone will connect onto Canyon, and now the Monkey is forced to flash back into the pit as he got thrown over the wall. Chovy now with the Incinerate out is looking to lock down Lahens as Gideon left on his lonesome and Chovy grabs first blood. Probably worst case scenario here, as now this little girl with a bear is even more terrifying.
I was kind of waiting for a re-engage with the Galio, but it just never really came to fruition there. A lot of cooldowns being blown at the beginning of this fight onto Xin Zhao. Watch this, Canyon knocks away Gideon, then uses him to taxi over. Actually really cutely done there. And then Duro has to flash away from Lahens, but I think the call was very quickly made. They can't fight that, which I don't know if that's true. They don't want to take the risk, which I understand, because if now that it's a rough skirmish, if you go in and you lose, the game is just over. So I understand that, and there were still a lot of flashes available, but with Lance, Calyx, and Trigger still being pretty healthy, and Calyx having his ult, maybe they could have looked for something. Not going to take the risk, though, which does mean it's just a straight-up Genji in 2 grubs, as well as 2 kills going their way. Or rather, 1 kill, and a good amount of damage going their way.
So only 1 more kill, and those feats of warfare will come in here for GENG. Still looking to take a couple of these objectives as Malignance is done, but a teleport towards his top side is Nongshim looking for a dive onto Keen, whose snipping is starting to hurt. Lahens and Kingen do wait a long time for this teleport to come forward, as there's the exhaust onto Kingen, but it's not going to be enough to keep Keen alive. Lahens just barely surviving. But a well-calculated dive here. The exchange should be some plates and a Drake.
Looks a little spooky there with how long it took for the very slow teleport to make its way to top. But a nice play by Nongshim. Like as well, the Gideon was covering bot. It's also Trigger, when Ezreal is notoriously hard to dive. So the only thing that Genji will get on the counter punch is picking themselves up a dragon, which is fine, you know, but it is a nice little punch back there from Nongshim to ensure they don't fall too far behind when it comes to the gold balance.
Yeah, it was 2 plates, as Chovy was able to pick one up in mid lane as well, so maybe not exactly the greatest of news here.
It's not amazing, right?
But I think just getting a kill, much better for morale than saying, oh, but we got some plates. Even if, in all actuality, 3 plates is worth more.
I mean, it also comes down to tempo vibes value, right?
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
And it all depends on who you are and whether you can detect them.
Anything can mean anything.
Indeed.
What was the quote again that you said to me?
I know, it was very dumb, and it sounded very similar to that.
Yeah, it was like, perhaps some things can be another thing, chronicler. I don't know. It was better phrased, but basically came down to that.
It meant nothing, but I may have said words that sounded cool.
I swear, I keep going back to that clutch, because especially with the pause, it just sounds so incredibly deep. And then you think about it and you're like, what does it mean?
Yeah, a bit silly. However, very true. If you read the most recent
even
Smash thread,
even
it worked.
GENG knows that it's hard to beat bro in the clutch.
They will decide. As we said, the arbiters of the LCK, and the DN Freaks, unfortunately, were deemed unworthy. GENG still with a lot of control in this game, and as we can see, it sort of just passively got off to a 1,300 gold start. This is where you can see the tempo vibes, right? When just based on the game state, GENG are just taking more, making more gold. Nongshim fighting back from a deficit that hasn't really come out of much of anything at all, right? It's 2-1 in kills, nothing really to write home about there. And even though GENG do grab some of the grubs, it was a very late dragon take. And there's nothing really to move the needle one way or the other. Outside of GENG just having a bit more.
I do really enjoy our two different philosophies between our two best LCK teams when it comes to generating leads. Where I think GENG have a little bit too much of a reputation for being, you know, overly cautious. Some might say boring. I disagree. I think they play really cool, really clean League of Legends.
I think that's also an outdated take.
It is, yeah.
That was like Cube's GENG.
But GENG's perspective generally is we go for extremely clean fundamentals. We will get ahead by getting our plates, by getting our CS, by being early, and by playing extremely solid team fights. I just like the contrast to their direct opponents, which right now are T1, whatever the placements might say, which is just murder them like 15 times.
Just flip it, it'll probably work.
Yeah,
guess what? It does.
We flipped it up. And GENG, that's my favorite about whenever we get GENG T1. GENG can do this. They just think it's better not to, and I enjoy that level of restraint. And I also enjoy we have a team that has no restraint whatsoever.
And guess what? The team with no restraint has only lost one game to this team.
Yep.
And it was game 1 against GENG in that historic series.
GENG also only lost 2 games?
Yep.
This round? Yeah, I was about to say.
Yep, they've only lost to each other.
Oh, that's good stuff.
That's pretty narrative-y. Starting to feel like the script is getting revealed early.
The narratives.
Yep.
What's
next?
How it goes. What's the LEC mean?
Yeah, we need to be talking about kings.
Kings, legacy, dynasty. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. And crowns, and we need monologues and walls with screens.
Did you see the? Did you happen to catch the Dracos Poby monologue last night?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
I will send it
on
No. I will send it to you afterwards. It is peak. They really.
They went full challenger.
Yeah. But Poby himself also appeared in the video to meme.
Yeah. Didn't he say like some roads lead to me? He actually said it. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's such a beautiful quote.
It made me very happy. You know, whenever a challenge, and soon I will get to see Rooster as well.
Oh, it's so good.
I know.
Him and Trigger, actually, the 2 hair bros, they had such great hair.
Rooster's hair was unmatched in challenges.
So good. It looked so clean, you know?
He pulled it off, man. It was
really
crazy. If you don't know, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure he cut it off like, what, last year?
Yeah, I think it hasn't
been
there
it
for a while.
was glorious.
It was
in the heydays of 2023, LCK Global.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, LCK CL Global. 2023, not any of the other ones, those were taken.
The reason we are not casting it anymore is actually because 2024 got taken.
Yeah.
2025 got
That's
taken.
the only reason.
I think it's all taken up till 2030. As in goes Canyon, finds a Cyclone onto only the support. We know how that goes as Canyon throws the rest of them back. Shelly does sort of lose interest in the whole situation, does partially reset as the equalizer onto Just Chovy by himself. Great stun though as the bear comes down. Pop blossoming the air is Duro. He looked fantastic while he did it though. No judgments here from me as no one's dead and the Rift Herald goes to GENG.
Yeah, we could have kept talking about LCK CL Global 20. Actually, really funny what happened there because we had multiple engages be thwarted by flashes, which just made the whole play feel kind of silly. So it started with a possible collapse on the Canyon and a TP flank, but then Canyon, I think, used the clone to get himself out. So then Galax just had to run away, and then Duro tried to go for a flash play after Trigger and the rest of Nongshim tried to punish Chovy, who looked like he was out of position.
And I don't quite remember, was it a flash over the wall or an arcane shift or something that made Duro look as silly as he did?
No, Trigger did flash, so it was flash for flash, which...
So we take that.
On Ezreal is not as valuable as on some other, but it's still good, right? If you can catch him with the arcane shift down, it is still something that, as you highlight, I think that trade is not the end of the world. Yeah.
And it's just less embarrassing than if it was just, I'm pop blossoming the air, which is kind of what it looked like in the end.
And you do know old reliables in the LEC now as well. Wait.
LEC is getting better and better, isn't it? Dindin, now Poby and Rooster, my goodness.
Hans Sam D is there as well.
Oh!
Old Humble Life Sam D.
Man, it's been a very long time.
But now he's called Hans Somdi.
Which sounds more confusing.
It does, yeah. It's definitely on purpose.
Yeah. Well, to each their own. As GENG is going to wander over and take a dragon. The contest, the cross map, things like this, not something that our Noodle Boys are really too worried about here. They're going to slowly shove in this top wave. But I think this bottom outer turret should also be going down.
I have one more little fun tidbit as this turret goes down.
Please.
You know who won today?
Bro.
Henna.
Oh yeah, he also
He
picked
did
up,
also
like,
win!
player of the game or something like that as well. I did see that on Twitter. I didn't actually see the game.
Just as a
I know our former LCK alumni doing
well, it's
relatively
bro
well.
specifically, right?
And the bro gang. Exactly
like it.
right.
And if you don't know who Henna is, I'm sure the other bro fans in chat will fill you right in.
Oh, 100%. As we've got a flash right on top of Chovy, and Tibbers says, "Get off my my Annie. I'm gonna go and kill you." Is kind of how that one went. Still, Chovy did have to flash, so it was a trade of flash for flash, and maybe the Annie flash more valuable in a lot of people's minds than the Rumble.
Yeah, I would say so. So Rumble is harder to jump onto for GENG than the other way around, right? With Wukong, with Leona, flashless Annie, I think, is actually a big deal. And then obviously the offensive capabilities of a flash W or a flash Chippers is also big.
Oh, that's so sexy. Goes past, gets another charge, but now Nongshim might have found an angle here. The Pop Blossom this time, though, is very, very good. Heroic Entrance does come down as Ruler manages to take down the Monkey. The flash out there from Canyon, but still gets taunted. Tries to go in because there's no way out. He's Xin Zhao. And that looked really cute, but ultimately wasn't great.
Except if you're Nongshim.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, Canyon going a little bit way too hard there. Nicely done by Nongshim, actually. Really clean. Oh, Lahans, if you die, that does kind of void how good that play was. Okay.
And now it's a 2 for 2, kind of.
Well, they also lost mid-turret, so it's just not a good trade anymore.
And the charge. Don't forget the charge. That's what made it all cool. Let's have a look at this. The drive-by. Oh, thought I was going for the no-health charge? No, that's not me.
Oh, Lahans filled his E. So
yeah,
and he had to flash over the wall.
Yeah, and then also altered on his own feet. I don't know whether that was... I mean, it was probably on purpose to try and hit what he thought was going to be.
I see the vision there for Canyon. As yeah, Lahans just oversteps, gets taken down. Very self-explanatory. So I think so he flashed the ult, right? If he gets like 2 procs of Sundered Sky, he probably lives there. And then they clutch out the fight. But then actually really good response from Calyx to hit him with the taunt. And then he can only attack Galio and he just dies.
Yep.
Because of course with Sundered Sky you need to attack different people. There's an internal cooldown per enemy.
You can't just get it all off the gargoyle.
You cannot. That's a fun little first game.
Yeah, it's nice. It's working out relatively well. It does mean that GENG do lock down feats of strength from that play as well by picking up the first kill.
Ruler is also...
he is doing the gold getting thing, is he not?
3 kills.
Yeah, it's working out. As Keen as well, not seeming too perturbed by what is happening around here. As the Monkey clone going to get punished a little bit, but Gideon not going to be too worried. So yeah, it's really, like, this game is kind of interesting, right? Because I feel like a lot of things have been happening. There's some back and forth and things like that, but it does feel like GENG are calling almost every shot in this game. And it's working out for them as Keen does get taunted and actually takes a lot of damage here from this Galio. Still, the Gwen not too worried, does have the Riftmaker available, building towards that Nash's Tooth for the side-laning build.
I do feel like we're slowly heading towards the classic, oh, the game is closed and then one team fight is won and GENG get 4 and then the game is just done.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about that. I hope that doesn't happen. Because I think Nongshim, coming into today, similar to what we saw with KT, my test is not do they beat GENG, because I think that is just a step too far. It's do they look better than they did before. And I think already we can say, barring Lahans, they kind of do. I think
yeah,
things have looked decent so far.
Well, you're going to say that, and they're going to look for Chovy. They will be able to find him here. Pop Blossom is going to be the answer as True Shot Barrage takes down the Annie, but it's a 1-for-1 immediately. Still down goes the Nico as Trigger has found Ruler. He's Arcane shifting away, and Ruler is going to have to escape. Still, the rest of GENG just mop things up. And Calix, I believe he flashed over that wall to escape the play. And so a 2 versus 3. And the Otacon still going to be attempted here by GENG.
It's a bit ambitious. Calix is pretty dangerous.
He is. The Winds of War do go almost entirely wide. The trigger needs to be so careful. As Ruler, once again, it's a good sidestep, and oh god, just another couple of autos and down trigger will go, but still, he's able to arcane shift away. That being said, that's not going to save this Otacon, and with Canyon being alive, and I think healing off the Otacon more than anything else, is able to take this one out, and so that is a big buff over to GENG to augment their couple of Drakes that they already had.
Actually do like the initial setup here for Nongshim. Able to take down Chovy before he really gets to do too much, just a one-man ult, and then this ult from Duro. Yes, they kill Gideon, but the fight looks pretty good. I think that if Trigger actually plays with the rest of his team here, even though I understand the look for the angle, they might have been able to kill Canyon, which would have invalidated the rest of this play. And also you have Calix to stand behind, right? Instead, GENG get Otacon, and I think they're looking good for this objective as well.
X-Tech Soul as well. This is X-Tech Soul point that they're looking for. Not going to be able to take it just yet. Flash is available here for Canyon, but not going to have to worry about that Zenith Blade as that one goes wide. Pop Blossom will connect onto 4! And Duro finds the angle this time around. Chovy is also at full health as the equalizer decently placed, but it's a little too late. Never mind, the walking barbecue walks in. And Kingen doesn't last very long, still manages to get one of the kills back. That is something, as Chovy having a giggle. And Trigger, I think, will be able to get himself out. It's actually just a Q that they wait for to guarantee the stun. Over the wall goes the fast bomb, and Ruler is able to lock up that kill, and only Gideon's left alive.
To credit of Nongshim, it took 2 fights.
True.
Not just 1.
Some could argue 3 with the weird one where no one really died, and it was also sort of still a fight.
And looking at the initial setup here, Duro gets a multi-man ult. So much damage is already done. Trigger doesn't actually get out of the scrum until it's too late. And the equalizer, it's all right. I think if Kingen would have been there from the beginning of that fight, that might have been enough, but it's obviously Duro pulling the trigger.
Yep.
I feel like we could have known, though, that that fight was breaking out, because they were the one trying to collapse on the Canyon. So, little disjointed there from Nongshim. If everyone was on the same page, these fights are pretty close. You know, just a little bit of execution that, obviously on GENG's side, I think is very clean. It also really helps in this setup that they have 4 genuine carries. Like every single member, arguably even Duro, not in damage, but when it comes to the setup, gets to do a lot in these games.
Nice phase rush there from Calix to get him out of dodge. Not exactly an easily gankable target, is this Galio. Wait, never mind. Maybe he is pretty gankable. Canyon not going to quite kill him.
Never mind the never mind.
Yeah. Never mind.
That's free.
Sorry, yeah, I mean, I was just getting ahead of the next one. We don't need to go back.
Wait, but then Calix does die.
No, but then if he doesn't die again, and then he goes back in again...
Okay, gotcha. Oh,
then we can add some extra nevers.
Keen.
All right, GENG looking for the play. There's the Crescent Guard, and now Trigger's in so much trouble. They're closing in from every angle as Ruler gets pounced on, but not before killing basically everyone. Exhaust goes down onto Kingen. He's just running for his life as Keen chasing after him, scissors in hand, and now Lahen's just on the wrong side of this one. There's the knock-up, and Canyon will be able to lock down this kill very comfortably. And this game, like, I don't know when it really happened, but it is now very over. You know, it was probably a bit of, but now it's like really like not even possible.
Yeah, there's also no caveats because it's GENG. I'm kind of, okay, that's why. So I was wondering why Calix doesn't TP in. It looks like his TP isn't actually off cooldown yet, which makes me question Nongshim.
It comes off
like right now,
like 3 seconds.
And at this point, it's obviously too late. It does make me question, why is Nongshim going so deep when they have a teleport disadvantage, right? That's just a timer thing. You can't be that deep in the enemy jungle, not expect any counter engage, and not have your arguably strongest teamfight setup and a big part of your front line in the area. And it's really against a team like GENG, you get to make maybe one of those mistakes. So maybe Chovy dies.
Well, Calix is going to get that taunt down. Gideon's in here as well. Chovy running pretty fast and does have that Molten Shield as Canyon will get knocked up on his way in. Still Chovy able to go golden. And Gideon trying to get himself out, but it does not work. Now Duro finds Calyx. And Duro doesn't really have very much, so the sad B is going to come out.
No, Duro, don't!
Why, there's the flash to interrupt, the Pop Blossom to lock him in place, and Canyon moseys on down and charges the Q. Doesn't actually manage to get the knock up as Calyx does walk out of the way, but it doesn't matter, he's still dead. And in the meantime, Keen's like, all right, you guys done? Are you done with the funny business? It's time to win this game. I got stuff to do.
We don't know what stuff, but Keen is playing like he has
It does
stuff.
look like he's got a hot date or something like that, as Poppy used to say.
Well, I mean, every date is... We're in summer in Korea. It's not great, guys. Korean summer is a lot.
Yeah. Equalizer goes down. Canyon tanks it as Keen dashing on top of this Rumble. Man, Kingen takes so much damage. He does have to immediately flash, but into the firing line goes the Leona. And down she goes immediately as Gideon, I believe, just killed a clone. But they also killed his clone as well. So clones traded.
They're still going.
Yeah, GENG just like not with very much health. Gideon also does sweep the ward as Canyon just dives on top of Trigger and murders him. And this Xin Zhao, I think, may be impossible to kill. As now Duro trying to keep himself alive in this backline as Calyx and Gideon well and truly outside of this battle. And GENG are getting closed in on. These health bars are so low. Heroic charge to come in. And there it is. They do manage to take down Canyon. He is mortal in the end, but Ruler is
No, that was
not.
my hand!
Calyx is still dead. Keen running with scissors, and that's dangerous, guys. That's what we've learned. And GENG are just going to win the game right here.
This is one of the least memorable GENG games I think that I've ever... It's so textbook.
It is so GENG.
It's so GENG. They pick the champions. To me, hard to pick a specific standout as well, because I think Canyon Xin Zhao actually looking really good. Not a champion that he's always looked consistently on, but his early impact, his team fights. Keen, I think, had a slower start, but then once the team fights actually properly started, he was kind of a beast.
I also think Ruler certainly had his, I'm sorry, you're new here, but even though I did face you in 2020, still feels like you're making a debut.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna have to crush you.
And
you're not quite at my level.
This will be one of the biggest questions that we have posed since the beginning of the announcement of this format, that we will continue to ask until we have an answer. Is it really better to be in a group with GENG, T1, and Hanwha Life or not?
Well, I mean,
for Nongshim,
you can't be eliminated. So absolutely it is.
That is true.
But
what about the vibes? What about the momentum?
I think for Nongshim, it's not as good. KT might have the same run as Nongshim, but I think it's way better because I feel like they can shake it off a little more. Let's see whether Nongshim can do the same thing, though. This is still a series. We still have a game 2.
We believe.
And if not, well, we don't. Come on.
We believe.
We're going to go to a break. When we get back,
we believe
it's going to break down game 1. Stop it, Chronicle.
내가 잡고 이거 마운트 할 때마다 밀어서 밀어. 그냥 싸우자.
아 그래? 집 갔다 탈출하면 끝날 것 같은데?
싸우자. 나 이제
그럼 가자.
여기 뒤에 애들 2명.
레오나 앞에 있다?
아 쪼인다 얘네. 원숭이도 오고. 갈리오 풀 없어. 갈리오 풀 없어. 지우야 뭐야? 아 까비.
Well, not theoretically. That's what we do at any given point. We don't have a choice.
Oh, that is true. The present doesn't exist, does it?
Well, it does, but only
Does it?
in that moment. Yeah.
If we are perpetually in motion, as far as the time is concerned, are we ever actually in the present?
Yeah. We are always in the present.
But are we ever really in
We
the
are
present?
always in the present, Atlas. We're never, when you think about it, never in the future.
Ah, we are. Well, I mean, yeah, we knew that.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we have
Unless
to
you have
go
a
to
time
the
machine.
future. Oh, wait, but that means Genji would be going to the present, wouldn't they? Because once they get there, it's the present.
Well, that depends on how you look at it relative to us. Because do we also move forward with them? Or
No,
do just they move?
But once we get there, we're there with them. You know?
Okay, but maybe they go...
Where are they during the time where we're not in the future?
Well, that's the real question.
Oh, I don't know.
We don't have these
I'm looking
answers.
forward to going there.
I know where they are right now.
And there's like so many like time travel movies and all this sort of stuff, and there's a lot of science because it's a really fun thing to talk about, and there's a lot of people that are very upset about the conversation we just had. I'm sorry about that. Let's talk about the draft, I guess. Talia and Poppy are banned away, Nocturne and the...
That's the best part, you know. It's always annoying when you're an expert on something, you hear someone that isn't an expert talk about it.
Yeah.
And then you hear us talk about drafts, you're like, this still isn't what I want.
And you know what the best part is? We can't hear them.
No.
And
no, it's just you and me, baby, stuck here together perpetually.
In the present.
In the present,
no.
Atlas. So no too surprising bans here. I think we see heavy jungle focus here for GENG. Might also look towards, I'm trying to think what Azir should be next on the chopping block.
Yep. I would assume so.
Oh,
okay,
triple jungle. So Azir B1. Because you can't give that to Chovy.
I would agree that they have to pick Azir. The question is, what does GENG have planned for this? Oh, Pantheon's left up. Pantheon's left up! They banned 3 junglers and none of them were Pantheon! All right, well, I guess we get to see it for the first time. That'll be a treat.
In the LCK, this pick has been perma-banned.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw it get through a bunch of times last night in LEC. I think it was picked early, obviously.
Yeah.
Heavily prioritized, but not 100%. They also got Yunara, like, in a bunch of games.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We have to wait until next week for that.
I know.
Not fair.
Maybe we'll see then, as we do have the combination of Skarner and Azir to come through here, which is a classic. Also, Skarner good into the amount of already dive that's there on the mid team. As far as counter engage go, absolutely crazy. I do feel like Skarner is one of those picks that Canyon has made look really good, just the same way that every time I see Owner play Zinzao, I'm like, why would you ever not ban this champion? And then someone else picks it, and I'm like, I don't know.
I guess it's not quite as powerful.
Ooh, Ambessa. So what, are we gonna like... So there's 2 schools of thought. You're gonna match the scaling where you can go like, what, Renekton? Try and bully her early?
That was...
I know Keen loves himself some Renekton.
That was the first counterpick into the Ambessa, actually, that came out all the way back in the Kesper Cup start of this year. Is
Yori.
Or you could just pick up your shovel and go shoveling. That is the plan.
Shoveling.
Yeah, and you get a bit of side lane support there as well. So if you are splitting, you can have the Grand Starfall to join you.
We're just playing 1-3-1 now.
I kind of like it. Oh, but they better ban TF. I feel like it's coming in. Although TF into Azir sounds terrible and always kind of
also
the most fun.
Would it be TF support?
All right, the
TF 80.
Ah, no, but it's Yorick support, obviously. The Ghoulie Wall is so powerful. You remember how Viger
Ghoulie Wall
support?
max?
You just Ghoulie Wall max. Wow, what a dark procession of bottom lane ideas we just had. Okay, that was a silly mistake on my part. Chovy is playing Aurora. The Braum is going to be banned away, though. So thinking about the Ruler Lucian angle, I guess, for a potential option here is what Nongshim were thinking.
Yeah, what direction do they want to go? Because I think Kai'Sa actually goes really hard in a draft like this, where you do have so much backline dive and side lane threat. So I wouldn't mind a Kai'Sa ban, personally, if you are... Oh, never... Oh, interesting.
They ban it themselves.
They ban it themselves. Do they want to go Sivir then?
Could be. I feel like Sivir doesn't do the same sort of task.
Oh, it's probably Senna, right? Like with
Oh,
the 1-3-1. Senna also has a global ult, can impact sides pretty easily with that.
Yep, a lot of
Senna makes a lot of sense. If they don't ban it here, I think that will be the lock-in, and then we give Duro counter pick again.
I think you might be onto something. The Brad is going to be taken away.
Yeah, Sivir and Senna are my two thoughts. Wait.
Ziggs would be fun.
Oh my god. Wait, Ruler, that's way more fun than I was expecting.
And if it's Jinx, it means he might be watching LS content, and that would be kind of interesting.
No, Ruler, don't. I mean, Sivir's fine.
I mean, we tier listing. We tier listing. The
We're
Sivir
tier listing.
is going to prove that, unfortunately, Ruler hasn't been watching LS content. Otherwise, he would just blind pick Jinx every game.
Slam it.
Yeah. As Nongshim, what are we rounding out this composition with? The Jinx that was just considered by GENG has often been seen as a decent option into Sivir in the past. We'll see what Trigger does decide to do. Quite a few things not available.
Lahens always sees a Lulu angle.
Oh, is it?
But you can't, yeah, I was about to say.
It's Sherry.
So I don't like that one as much, because you walk into Blitzcrank, we know Duro plays it. Lahens is not about to give another supported Blitzcrank angle as the originator in many ways of our modern era Blitzcranks. So Duro can just kind of do whatever. I think that Nautilus is fine. I think that the aforementioned Rakan is fine. Rel's also fine. Really any hard engage, because they were kind of lacking that, I think is valid.
Stand United is going to get a fair bit of value here, though, because if the Grand Starfall is going to be used to try and assist in side lanes, then you can sort of answer that, make everything kind of a 2v2. And it does make Keen's job that little bit more difficult, right? Like, if he does get to a lead, he always needs to be aware of the fact that Shen can turn up to skew the matchup. So I think it looks kind of cute on the side of Nongshim. I think they've utilized red side a little bit better this time, sorry, blue side a little bit better this time around, and got themselves a pretty comfortable mid to late game team fighting composition. That being said, GENG's GENG, and they can split push, they can do a whole lot of things, and it can be difficult.
I love the Shen. I am not that enthusiastic about the Zeri. I would have rather seen the Zeri be something else.
No, but it's Sherry. And that's,
well, that is fun.
That's a relatively cheap cooking alcohol.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's cute. Do you know, like, you can actually get expensive sherry?
I know, it's like an old lady. It's like an old lady drink.
It is.
In the Netherlands.
A little bit, yeah. But I didn't know about it. I actually thought that it was something that you just make in Christmas pudding. My mom used to use. You know how, like, you have you had like the Christmas pudding and custard where you light the pudding on fire because it's covered in sherry?
That sounds awesome.
Oh, it's amazing. It's super cool. That was always my favorite part of Christmas. It wasn't. It was the presents. Let's get onto the riff for game 2. All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the riff for the second game. We do need to message the mods to get the Gamba running. I am sorry, chat, for that one. Hopefully, that one is going to be coming up as soon as possible.
So, Atlas, I want to ask you.
Please.
What does a classic Australian Christmas, like, dinner look like? So Christmas pudding, apparently.
Yeah, we have Christmas pudding. There might be a little bit of a something. It doesn't really look like it. Okay, never mind. So we often meet up for lunch. It's also often extraordinarily hot.
Yeah, because it's Southern Hemisphere.
The way we do it in my family is we sort of like take it in turns, trading around who hosts Christmas between.
Makes sense, yeah,
like
you do.
My parents. My sister recently hosted Christmas for the first time. Which was very, very cute. I wasn't there because I live in Korea now, and it's a little bit sad. Miss out on Christmas. Christmas not as much of a thing here in Korea as it is back home. But yeah, nothing, like, we just eat a lot and also drink a lot.
Yeah, you're not really tied to specific dishes. That's valid.
Yeah, often there's a ham, and we're not really like a massive like turkey family, but like the roast
Some
ham
people
is a
do.
thing.
Yeah, the Netherlands, there's a decent amount of flexibility as well. Obviously, there's potatoes generally. Mash is popular. But the one I really love are stewed pears.
Oh, that's cute.
So you stew them in like...
My mom
like
stewed
spice.
apricots for like, so we
Sa-
have
same,
like a
same.
traditional breakfast, which I don't know where it originated. My dad kind of hates it, which is Cocoa Pops with cream and stewed apricots.
Okay, I don't know
And
about
it's
that
amazing.
combo.
I don't know about this either, as Dura's down to about 100 health in lane. Still, Trigger's taken most of his health bar, and Ruler's kind of fine. And the barrier did 0.
The barrier was late. The barrier would have been good if he pressed it a little earlier. Or there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, stewed pears. So yeah, with a little cinnamon and cloves, and it's wonderful. Very tasty.
Oh, cloves and pear. That is a good combo.
Yeah.
I've had that one before.
That's very nice. This bot
Honestly,
lane,
stewed fruit, absolutely.
it just goes hard.
It does. Anyway, Trigger is taking just way too much damage here in this lane. Probably going to have to be going home relatively soon.
Now, I think he should go home now, because there is a Pantheon pathing towards him.
And what do you think about this new thought that the Zeri is the answer to the Sivir type situation that we're
I much prefer the Jinx that
Yeah.
you were referring to. Yeah, because
I'm really confused as to why the whole, like,
well, we
why
also...
Jinx just did a bunch of winning and then...
Yeah, we did see Jinx win, what, like 3 Game 5s at MSI?
Yeah.
That did happen.
Yeah.
Well, Lens might still be in trouble.
I think he may be dead. He does get stunned up and does get taken down. There's the flash out as Duro survives. Ruler took a casual turret shot because he felt like he deserved to. And that's honorable of you, sir. But that's a really nice dive there from GENG.
It's kind of tragic that Trigger like goes back and he lives, but Lahen still dies, and it's Ruler that gets the kill as well.
By the way, the whole chat is talking about Christmas food.
I love that. Good on you, chat.
Yeah, there's someone says smoked salmon, incredibly good Christmas food. Big agree.
As this is so well done. So Lahen obviously has the tools to survive this dive, but he kind of wants to wait. Or I guess he could have gone for an aggressive taunt. I don't know if he had the cooldown. Maybe that would have been the angle.
Oh
like
yeah, because
flash
he had
taunt.
just taunted Ruler, who
There you go.
shielded.
Okay, that makes
earlier
sense.
on.
Because
Wow,
wait, what?
64th unique pick.
wait, oh, okay. So I'm like, have we not seen Trophy play Aurora before?
Yeah, I guess this is his
Did I
first
make that up?
time. Is that crazy? As
Oh.
Keen just face checks, there's the ghoulie wall. He just puts Trigger and lands in there, still has to flash.
Well, Keen not very happy. Maybe an opportunity for Gideon to go for a little dive here. He might just have to vacate the turret.
I can't believe that Chovy hasn't played Aurora yet. That's nutty.
I swear I've seen, like maybe it was
Maybe
an
it just
MSI.
hasn't been in the LCK. Yeah, that's
You know where it
what
probably
is.
was? LCK Cup.
Oh, God.
It's definitely...
Dang it,
it's
LCK Cup.
It's definitely that dastardly LCK Cup tricking us again.
Just put it in the stats. Golly gee.
Nope. Not LCK.
Oh, see? That's why Pantheon's the best.
Well, I do think Pantheon is very broken.
But that's why. It's nice
He
to see
gets
it
the
proven.
execute.
Wait, because he got the
Ruler. This is how Doran got 50. No, I'm joking. That is something though that I'm a big Doran defender. I think Doran has been, even though obviously I did cost him his MVP way back. Apologies, Doran. I stand by it.
Wait, so you apologized?
Well, I apologize for making him feel bad, but I do still stand
He
by
didn't
it.
feel bad.
Okay,
I
that's
felt
good.
bad.
Okay, well, yeah, Feldas as well, still mad at me.
Yeah.
But the solo kill stat, every time I see it, it just makes me chuckle. Because I know for a fact that at least 3 of those were Gyu on Senna that should not have been put in that lane. By this team, on your screen, right here.
Yeah, it happened twice in a row, and then he immediately got replaced. Doran basically solo killed him out of the league.
It was very, yeah, that did happen.
Yep.
Now, is Doran still the second best top player in the LCK at the moment? Yeah. Yeah, he is. It's been kind of crazy. Domestic Doran.
He's been amazing.
There with a vengeance. Keen, though, getting some visits here.
Oh dear, there's a stun. Ghoulie Wall gets the flash, and Lahen's able to Shadow Dash his way out. Has the aftershock there that does wear off though as the extendo beam doing a bit of work. Keen needing to be a little bit more careful. Unable to quite sustain as much as he would like. Double cookies are still sitting there though. As another Boomerang Blade connecting onto this Ambessa. The double taps on that Boomerang Blade have been quite often here for Rule. Nice aim. And we are double culling. There's pretty Edward there in our 80 carry position.
So what we used to do for our Christmas dinners was, because there's like the classics, right? As you're saying, like ham and kind of similar to what you'd see everywhere.
Yeah, just roast food.
Roasted food,
And
yeah, roasted
lots of
vegetables.
different things.
Yeah,
stuff
and
like
mashed
that.
potatoes and like,
Yeah.
I don't.
Stuffed peppers. We got a lot of stuffed peppers at
No,
Christmas.
no, we don't have those. But I think there are a lot of similarities.
Yep. Often
Then
it's just the things that my parents and my family like want to cook for the day. It's not like it's like, oh, we've been into this recipe recently.
no, it's
That's often what Christmas dinner turns.
that's nice.
It's
Yeah,
like
so
a celebration of the food of the year.
what we used to do was we went for just out of convenience for like. Remember I was talking to Brandon about this Dutch national dish, which is mashed potatoes with a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
And then you make like 4 different versions of those, and then
Oh, sounds
desserts. and
amazing.
It was good. Okay, might be in trouble.
Yep, Gideon going for a bit of a drive here as the taunt is gorgeous, but the
Oh!
ghoulie wall, I mean, he's still dead, but a ghoulie wall was great.
The
And
goalie wall.
ghoulie wall.
Goalie wall was good. Yeah, he's dead.
It's a really good ghoulie wall.
It was a really good goalie wall.
I
Sorry,
wish it
Keen.
meant something.
I know by omission I called you the best top laner in the LCK, and if you're a believer in curses, that gank actually was directly due to me.
Yeah, thanks for believing, Chronicler.
But yeah, what we're doing now is,
Oh, God.
oh god.
Okay.
I can't believe Chovy's never played
Yeah, I
this.
can't believe that this is his first time. That's crazy.
We do what's called a rice table, which is just like a ton of Indonesian dishes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's very good. Very delicious.
Well, this bottom lane is not somewhere that GENG are allowed to go.
But isn't it? Chovy almost has TP. Canyon has his ultimate, I think.
Is Dura just like kind of holding the weight?
Yeah, I think they're setting up for something here.
This is weird. Well, it's level 7 for Canyon as well. He can grant Starfall.
Because they know,
top,
they
and
know they're
everything.
still there.
There's also a lot of information for Nongshim as well.
Duro is just there like, guys, I'm not leaving.
Yeah, he's just crashing down, having a good time.
What a good teammate.
That was
Damn,
wacky.
Duro.
Look at that. Just allows him to come over, holds all of the minions.
Good for you. I would, you know, if you ever feel bad, just try to find yourself a teammate like Duro.
Yep.
So nice.
We all need a Duro in our life, I think. And aren't we blessed as viewers of the LCK?
To have actual Duro.
Just get to have days where Duro exists. As Trigger is actually playing pretty aggressively up against Rula here, as we can see. Boomerang Blade this time going to miss.
Nice. Well played by Trigger there. You're doing a good job dodging away from some of those skill shots.
Yep. Yeah, Calyx gets electrocuted, and it just doesn't feel great. Don't know whether I needed to really explain that, because he's getting electrocuted. It's not good. And all right, Gideon will chase after Canyon here, gets the wall slam, and there is the Impale as well. Public Execution comes down, Lahans is there. The Wombo combo's gorgeous, and they punish the Pantheon beautifully. All right, that's what this comp's supposed to do.
Canyon did a flash. I think he was, as I was expecting, Gideon's range on that E to be just a little shorter. If he doesn't get stunned by the wall, he can obviously just flash out afterwards, but doesn't flash. Instead gets tagged by the E. Oh, just on the edge there. And then the moment that he gets wall slammed, he's just dead, right? Even without King and ulting there, I think that just Lahans and Gideon would have been enough to at least force him to flash out. Very nicely done. That's a dragon as well. And Nongshim.
Yeah.
Kinda gaming here, Atlas.
Finding some angles.
They have their own Duro, and it's Lahans, which
Yeah.
is funny because that used to also be GENG's Duro.
Or Griffin's Duro,
Oh, yeah.
which is cute because we've got Chovy on screen.
Or KT's Duro.
Yep.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That was a good year. Until the timeline diverged.
Yeah, there's a moment in there that the happiness ends. And speaking of happiness ending, the flash out here from Lahans to make sure that Keen's in trouble, and that is Lahans picking up the kill. That's sad. Still,
Or is
would have
it?
liked it, but it's still very positive.
That is Lahand. That is the carry getting fed. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, Kingen is now making it underneath his turret. Ruler not quite hitting him with that boomerang blade and does now want to try and take him down. There's the Magnus Storm. Grand Starfall brings Canyon forward. Ruler wanting to get this kill and will be able to do so with the help of Canyon. Now Chovy underneath the turret here towards his top side as Lahens is just being as annoying as possible.
Duro, how much health was that? Did you see?
No, he did just barely limp it away.
No. It was like, I think that was sub 20. That was crazy.
Oh, I didn't actually see that.
Oh, well, we're gonna see in the replay. I guess we can see.
We'll
the
do this
later
one
replay.
first. Keen
This
having
is just
a bad time.
so clean here from Nongshim, right? Trigger gets the slow, and gets the ultimate in the Lahans. Beautifully timed flash taunt to pick up the kill. Now, should it have gone to Zero? Yes, but it's Lahans, so we'll forgive him. As I want you to look at Duro's health bar here specifically.
Yeah. He's
Look
like,
at the
I've
calculation.
got one more. Oh god. Yeah, that was pretty low. That'd be in the 20s. Okay, well played. Still, GENG with a slight gold lead, but nothing really to report. As still don't have feats of strength, looking for first turret and these objectives. One objective apiece right now is next dragon going to be a Chemtech. Ocean Chemtech means that we do get out of the way some of the less interesting souls. This one could definitely be a good one. As Kingen and Keen, I mean, this Yorick really ain't hitting so far. And of course, you're sitting in that awkward moment where you've only got 2 components of your Trinity Force. As Ruler doesn't even have his spell shield proc there. Lahand's not quite able to Shadow Dash far enough.
Or did he know and he didn't want him to use it? And he hit the... No, he just missed. Keen is really struggling. Canyon is covering, is outside of vision. Could be a turnaround here, but Keen can't afford to die.
Gideon is going to spot him, as we can see. Morning Mist goes over, but I don't think they're too worried about it. There's the flash. The Impale hits both! And Keen is desperately trying to survive, and it's just not going to work. Keen, with the help of all those shields, they're just able to pick their target and destroy it. Nongshim really coming alive here in this game. As on the hunt here from Ruler to get himself out of the way of Trigger, a trade of ultimates. In the bottom lane, he's not going to even things out for GENG. Okay, Chronicler, this is turning into a game. Imagine if Nongshim gets their first win of the Legend Group against GENG. That could be fun.
Okay,
they only need the game.
How many of these players have been on KT? That's what I want to know. I know Lahens is there. Has Keen played for KT?
Yes.
Okay.
That's it.
Gideon wasn't. I swear Gideon at some point was in KT.
Oh yeah, looking on the other side. Yeah, we might have, like, Kingen definitely was there.
So we had Kingen, we had Lahens.
I don't know, I don't remember whether Gideon was there. It might have been one of the Dark Ages.
I want to say yes, but I'm not quite sure.
It does fit our narrative, so maybe we can just say that he was.
That's what we do now, we just make up stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
I can't do that in good conscience. Now I have to, okay.
Oh, no, just ignorance.
No,
just say, oh, it's my bad.
I'm gonna check now, Atlas. I have to know.
That's a good move.
I can't not know.
Well, Keen doesn't know when this lane's going to get better. And I'm not sure either.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about this counter pick. I feel like this is one of those matches where if you do fall behind, it gets very unfun as Lahens might be in trouble.
He is level 7. Emperor's Divide does come down and they just wait for the wall and walk over it. Duro now holding the wave as it may get worse from here as Keen catches the cross map between worlds, goes Chovy, and down goes Azir. Oh man, no wall, no chance. And a good fight back here for GENG. We'll even out the scoreboard. Oh yeah, played for KT for ages.
And it's Canyon with a really nice sidestep there. I think of Calix's ult that ends up solidifying that play. And it really was starting to feel like Nongshim was pulling ahead. And I know that that was the case.
Still can't believe, first time he's ever played Aurora is in this game. He's really good, isn't he? This Chovy guy?
Okay, Atlas. Dragon is...
It's a trade.
I've had it up to here with your shenanigans. I haven't. I can't even say it as a joke. Like, it just feels mean.
Bit of a No Doubt fan?
Well yesterday they were doing like shenanigan again and again shenanigan. I feel like you would...
What is that?
Well, it's like a shenanigan, but you do it again. So you shenan again.
Oh, shenanigan. Oh,
Yeah.
I get it.
Really nice sidestep there by Canyon. Good arrival timing by Duro, who again unfazed in the face of... Oh no.
Kingen tries to get out, and unfortunately, it's a private execution, and that one doesn't connect. And Canyon going to be able to lock down the kill. Thankfully for him, Chovy doesn't get an assist, so maybe there's something to be said about that. As now Shelly going to walk her way towards an inner turret. This is going to be a bit of a swing for Nongshim if they can actually take this down as well. Void Grubs are going to spawn as Nongshim will look to try and take this one down. There's another conga line, and there goes the inner. So that is going to even things out entirely. I think a slight gold advantage, at least before this tower does go down in the top lane. As Angry Bee from Trigger. That is the vibes that we want to see. Or those are the vibes, if I want to English.
Atlas, I have to say, you did irreparably ruin my experience of the word vibes, because every time I hear vibes now, I think about, but what about the tempo?
Well, I mean, I'm feeling like the vibes are all over the place in this game.
So they benefit GENG.
I think, well, normally I feel like
that's my read.
GENG almost always have just natural tempo vibes.
I just feel like if I feel like a game is even, it's like the copy pasta, you know?
Yeah.
When casters see that GENG is even, they call the game for GENG.
Yeah.
When they see that GENG is only 3k gold behind, they think GENG just need one good...
Yeah.
God, we're so predictable.
Yep.
Well, that's how I'm feeling.
So is GENG, sadly.
Yeah.
Well, good. This is a better comp for Nongshim. Like, I really do like what they have.
I agree. I don't think there are that easy ways to get on top of Trigger.
Do you know, like, I feel like I had this more recently. I think it was a DNF comp. Also like that a lot more in the late game.
Why would that's so mean?
Yeah.
Why would you remind me of that?
I mean, it was a great series.
Atlas,
I think we need to draw people's attention so that it can be...
Atlas, you were there as well. You know it wasn't.
Well, I mean, it depends on your definition.
I need you to look me in the eye right now and not chuckle.
Well, I mean, I'm going to chuckle, but that doesn't mean it's not great.
Atlas, that was the most painful game I have ever casted. And you and I have casted some big throws. But those were filled with elation and joy,
the thing is,
whereas that game was heart-wrenching.
Every LCK game has one winner and one loser. And I want you to take that pessimism and get out of here. Let's focus on the fact that Bro got a 2-0 victory, and it was hard fought. Extraordinary comeback in game 2, okay? That's what I want.
Atlas, this is a safe space. You don't have to push down the pain. You can talk about it.
There is no pain. I love Bro, and Morgan had a great series.
He did have a really good series. Yeah, that's true, actually.
So I'm feeling great. As long as I just don't spend too much time thinking about the ramifications for DNF.
Okay, well,
And I just don't. I just refuse to do that. And then it's all right. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
He's done for Ruler. Second item almost there for Trigger. Chovy's finished his Riftmaker, and Otacon is on the table soon.
You get 2 days off after this, Cron.
I do.
You can
maybe
repair
even more.
and recuperate.
Maybe even, yeah.
Are you off on Wednesday as well, perhaps?
Yeah, I think I have... yeah, I don't think my next week is very busy. And you know what's cool? For the first time, the round is over with this game. Well, this series, rather. Could go to a third game.
But we do have a lot of extra rounds.
We have 2 more rounds.
Because it's a triple round robin within the groups.
Yep.
And so this one's going to be done, but we still have 2 more to go.
Ooh, textbook setup here by GENG. Cryo in mid. No Cryo on bot, but that's okay because he used mid to rotate into the river. Setting up a good amount.
Bit of an angle here.
Might also be one of those situations where one team just takes Drake, the other takes Otacon. Could see that 2 item spikes hit for the carries on either side. Except top.
Ready to skate in. All right, we do have Keen in this side lane trying to get that one shoved out.
It's the Rylai's Azir and the Skarner Stone Poke.
Interesting. This is what happens when we're like picking champs with 0 range all over the place. It's just not a whole lot of poke that is even available. Canyon will be able to find Kingen though, rotating down, and my god, the jungler is 1v1ing the top laner, and it is working! Public execution comes down as Chovy turns up as well. Between worlds coming on through there as Lyan's looking to try and lock down Canyon. The Ignite's still ticking. One more tick, but it's not enough. Triumphant on the way out is this Pantheon, but now the jungler is sort of not welcome in this battle. Oh god, Chovy finding Trigger.
Oh no, it's a horror movie! The bunny!
And Gideon just picks up the Krug and
Okay.
says, it's okay, I will hold this for you.
It's fine. The scary bunny is gone. Can't hurt you anymore. Yeah. So this is kind of a Canyon staple. He's the same level and was up an item on his opponent.
Yeah.
That's
Artican has just
insane.
been started here, guys. It's not going down very fast. Ward goes over. That is going to be feats of strength over to GENG. Need to upgrade their shoes. Kingin trying to put himself in front. Calyx has a decent angle.
We're flipping.
Oh god, this
Wait.
doesn't feel good. Lehens has made his way back though, so it is a 5v5.
Hellforce.
Yeah, it's not looking too good. Look at this, the Maiden is just being so frustrating. There's the taunt, but it's only on to one. The Magnus Storm is so much better still. Lehens trying to get himself out, Gideon as well. Everyone's limping. And oh god, the spears, and there is nowhere for them to go. Even Ruler is going to survive. Duro trying to escape. He gets into the bushes, and GENG just clean ace them. They get nothing. Nongshim just got nothing.
No Drake. No Otacon. No kills. No game. All right, so this is why Pantheon is permaban.
And could it have gone worse?
No, literally couldn't have. So, Canyon has his cleaver done. Kingen sitting on only components, just gets bopped. Kind of insane. With some help, to be fair, but they both got help. Lehens dies for his top laners. Sins is... I know the health bars are already low, but like, how is Keen 1v2ing here?
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even really want to play the mystery game of like, and how did Lehens die here?
No, can we not?
Yeah, they're not good.
Atlas, a wise man once told me that a game, every LCK game has a victor and someone that doesn't win. And guess what? We need to be happy for GENG.
Exactly. I love this. I love this from you. It's a great new look. Optimism.
Optimism.
Yeah.
Never seen before.
Yeah. Not the pessimist that we know you
As
for.
we take another look, Chovy already has the back hop buffer there as Lance taunts in, but there isn't really follow-up. Gideon only hits Doro with the ultimate, and Keen again 1v2ing throughout most of that is, oh, come on, at least
Oh, God.
die.
Well, now Ruler is throwing boomerangs around. Lehens, he's out of this fight already. As Trigger tries to do a damage to Duro, and Duro chuckles. I think that was basically the interaction there. It's a Magi's game for Chovy. That's sort of the state of it. He did have to use Flash in that last instance, but there are no flashes right now on Nongshim. They're going to need some time to get those cooldowns back. And this game, earlier on, we saw what this composition for Nongshim was trying to do.
Trigger, no!
So incredibly dead. Stabbed from every angle.
With both lance and spear.
Yeah, it's jousting. Yeah, it's a bit much.
So, almost weekend time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, esports weekend.
Esports weekend coming up. Got a couple of days. Probably going to be cleaning up. You know, got some houses.
Oh, my.
Move relatively soon.
Yeah, my house is a mess.
Yeah. As Public Execution here, diving onto Canyon. He is pretty tanky. Kingen taken down to half, but Canyon will be finished off. Still, you're in Chovy's world now, and that is two very swift ones. Nongshim, you know what you can say? You can say, we got Canyon, and you absolutely did.
Good stuff, Nongshim. Come on! Ah, this is just...
Oh, dear.
Must we see GENG bully every team that is in T1? And must we
I
see
mean, Nongshim
T1?
kind of bullied themselves in that moment. Like, this is with the you've got Zeri running up the lane saying, wait for me, guys. No, we shall not.
That sounds reminiscent of my experiences with Peak, where I'm like, with my little backpack hobbling behind. I'm like, please, Ox, Brandon, wait for me. Nice ult there from King, and they have to go for a Hail Mary, right? I really don't think that there's too much.
I mean, opportunism, we can't be too harsh.
Well, no, I think they know this play most likely doesn't work out. They're down there, Zeri.
Yeah.
But they were already in a
Was it
spot.
actually? It was very close to just an ace.
또 살았고요.
I think there was Duro.
Because, like, no, because
난 팀
Zeri
봤다.
was just about to respawn. But then I think she respawned just before the last kill.
I'm pretty sure Duro was saying like thank you because Canyon died because he almost got caught and then he just crashed down over the wall. I was like, peace!
Yeah, thanks for that, Canyon.
Die.
Maybe Canyon should deserve a POM vote for that one.
So I'm actually like, I'm kind of on the fence between two players, and you know which two they are, I assume.
Canyon and Duro?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd be feeling the same way. What did Canyon play in game 1?
His was his crazies in though.
Oh,
That game,
God, yeah, no, I think it's Canyon.
But the Nico was also,
Yeah, the Nico was really good.
and then also this Rel game has been really good.
I feel like Nico is one of those, like...
Nico is a little fake.
Yeah, and
Are
also,
we
like,
getting
you
to that
often
point?
just, like, put big circle on enemy and, like, get POM. That being said, I mean, I'm never happy when Cherry
truly
gets those votes.
don't think it's Chovy. And I hope that...
I don't think it's Lahens either, as he's just going to blow up. Ruler able to lock down that kill as Duro, that Magnet Storm. All right, give it to Duro. I'm happy for him to take it. Nexus turrets are now falling down as all of a sudden this game is just done.
Oh my God!
GENG, when they're finished, they're really finishing. Is it going to be the time? Is it actually Pentatime Keen? Put him in the goalie wall. Put him in the goalie wall right now.
No!
As Chovy, oh God, the biggest troll play ever. Would be if Chovy just finishes the game.
No.
Oh, look at his face. Look at his face.
That's
Chovy's
the
going to
barra
do it.
buff! You have to leave!
Oh, I mean, the minions are going to kill it. As look at Ruler's face. I think enough time may have passed anyway, but still.
If Chovy would have left, maybe the non-Baron minions couldn't have done it!
Oh, it might not be that difficult for GENG to verse Nongshim, but Ruler versus a pentakill, that one is borderline impossible.
Oh, as we do see some chuckles there between Keen and his former support. As GENG, indeed a clean 2-0, nothing to see here.
Yeah, was kind of like that. There was the one sort of
There was
hiccup, and we
little-
did see like
Some early game moments.
the Impale and the Stand United combo, and that was like pretty cool. And then we didn't really see that one again. Keen, pretty forgettable Yorick performance, to be perfectly honest, but did his job, and the rest of the team.
This one was good.
This is the problem, right, with GENG is you can shut one of them down, but then there's 4 more.
And now, I truly don't believe it should be Chovy, but his Aurora was still kind of
It was
insane.
really good.
Yeah,
He's
it
going to
was
get votes.
disgusting.
He's 100% going to get votes. But I do think, like, the amount of times I'm like, it should be Duro is too high for how young this guy is and how new he is.
Oh,
to this
I
team.
mean, really, one of the greatest tragedies for Duro is that he's not in the running for Rookie of the Split. 'Cause
Yeah.
That would have been as
I don't know.
so that's the Car Titan. I don't know if that is a reference to Duro or if it's a reference to the... Did you see the thumbnail of Duro on Rel yesterday?
No.
Or like 2 days ago?
Was it? I mean, I know that the thumbnails are almost always.
No,
perfect.
you guys, you're gonna hear the live. You got to talk for a little.
Live reaction?
I want you to show you the live reaction.
All right. Well, I take you through some of these highlights, where at the beginning, Nongshim had some moves, and you saw what the comp's supposed to do. It's always good when we see the composition kind of shown to us. You know, like, oh, that's what they're supposed. That's cool. And then they didn't do that anymore. Duro even surviving in that last instance, and Lahens just kind of dying over and over again. As, oh God, here it is, here it is. Wait.
One of my favorite thumbnails ever.
Oh my God, he's the horse! Wow, I really thought that he'd be the Rel, but instead he's the horse, he's the pants! Oh my, that is extraordinary. And the hair, the mane! Oh, goodness gracious me, that is just outstanding.
I knew you would appreciate it.
Can you just like, just do your POM vote for Duro and just write nay?
Oh no, I should have. I already put in my Canyon vote.
Oh no!
He does deserve it, Atlas. He had a crazy series.
know.
But if it's Duro, you're not gonna hear me complain. It's between those two.
Yeah, no, I understand. It was Duro for the extra memes, but I do think that Canyon also had a great series, so I'm not going to give you too much flack for that one. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. We need to listen in.
I'm not even joking.
You can see the stress in his face already.
If Chovy leaves,
Where are you going?
아 넥서스 깨.
He knows!
Yep. Oh no.
Look at Duro!
Do you know what we needed? We needed all of GENG and then King in space here as well. So he would have been cackling like a madman, I guarantee it. Oh man. Ruler versus Pentakills. When is he going to catch a break? As Trophy did the most damage in the game, more than double what his opponent did, which is impressive stuff. And King in Against the World is looking like the situation here for Nongshim. Kind of crazy that, you know, this is what it's come down to. It's great to see Kingin still with, you know, the ability to do some damage and stuff like that. But Canyon going to grab his second POM. Kind of crazy. Reminds me of the Gumayushi POM that happened. The fact that he only has 200 points as well. I mean, Canyon used to, like, over his career, I think he's almost got the most POG points out of any other player that's ever existed. Like, during his time on DK, he was just the default. Now it's when in doubt Chovy, and so maybe Chovy has sort of caught up to him, but there was a time where Canyon just got all of them.
Very deserved. Two front runners for me. I think either the Duro vote or the Canyon vote would have been fine with. I think that those two really ran the rift in the series today, and it was a lot of it did come down to the team fights, and that's where jungle support really shines.
Yep, exactly right. Now it's time for us to throw it over to Deer for the translation of the interview with Canyon.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Deer for the POM interview translation, joined by Canyon on the side of GENG. Congratulations! Against Nongshim Red Force, you got a clean 2-0. And you're back on your streak. How do you feel? Their second consecutive victory, starting another streak is very great. It feels great, and I'm just glad that we're able to win today. Makes me very happy. And since the round 2 Nongshim match, when you got your POM, a long time has passed, but you got another POM. And back then, you actually got POM with Xin Zhao and also Pantheon. So did you, how do you feel? No, I think it's really mainly because they're all really good champions. Did you expect the POM today? No, not in particular. I didn't really think of it. See. Well, if we take a look at game 1, you actually simply marched in to steal the Void Grubs and zone the Wukong out of the pit. So can you walk us through that decision? No, I had really good items, and my health was pretty high, and you know, Xin Zhao happens to be very good with sustain, and I can expect that he would survive in those kind of situations. So I think that's what led me to execute the play that I wanted. And in game 2, the legendary creature Pantheon was left open. However, the enemy took Azir first, so was this intentional? You know, Azir is also another rising star in this current meta. And so I think we really just wanted to make sure that we can split some of the good high-value picks, but after seeing them pick Azir, we just had to take the Pantheon. So how was playing Pantheon on stage? You know, it's been a long time, but you know, his damage is just kind of insane. So I had a lot of fun playing him on stage. And game 2 was actually just full of pain for Keen. So he could have called for your help, but what was your thought process? I think it's because of the swap where we had to take the hit. But if I had gone to help him, I don't think the game state would have improved or anything like that. So I think my thought process is basically it's a lost cause. I need to focus on winning otherwise. And another heart-wrenching moment. At the very end, Ruler missed another penta, and the camera caught him right here, crashing out. Yeah, I mean, Ambessa, her movement is just too good. Just don't do it. Just wait. Don't go. He is crying out. And Toby even waited for a little bit too. So how did the players feel? I really wanted to feed him the kill, and I was trying to run after him, but Ambessa had such good movement. Well, how was the atmosphere in the team? Did everyone else want to give him the kill? I think a few of them were just calling to steal it, and they didn't want him to get it. But I'm sure deep inside they all wanted Ruler to get the penta. I mean, Chovy was the one who was waiting, so that only leaves 2 players. Would you like to say any kind word over to Ruler? You know, we have a lot of stages left in the future. I'm sure that there's enough time for you to get another penta, don't worry. You are closing out round 3 with a victory, and your next opponent is T1. And for that revenge, any message over to them? Because we were defeated by T1, it was very regretful last time, so we want to make sure that we are prepared and make sure that we win. And that's the end of the interview with Canyon, and back to the space. Thank you.